Hi everyone, it's me, Spider-Man 1991 here again. Okay, for this week I only have one Marvel title that I picked up. Fantastic Four number 581. Alright, this story pretty much reveals that the older Franklin Richards that we encountered a ton of issues ago is working with an older version of his sister Valerie, and they're both working with their grandfather, Nathaniel Richards. And the story continues on where Nathaniel goes to see his son, Reed, while he's at college with Ben Grimm and Victor Von Doom. Basically, Nathaniel reveals that when he left Reed, he teamed up with a bunch of other alternate versions of himself to defeat some evil machine, and then they were eventually pulled 6 billion years into the future of one reality, where Immortus ordered them all executed, but then made them a deal that only one could live, thus beginning a huge battle of there could be only one, just like in Highlander. And now there's only 2 Nathaniel Richards left, and Reed says he wants to help his father, and they go and see Victor Von Doom to get some of the weapons he's been developing. So basically, Ben decides to agree with them as well, and they all head off to the future. Interesting enough, though, Ben's just given an exosuit armor, your basic, strength enhancing armor, and Victor's given a helmet that apparently can read minds. And in the present, though, the future Valerie goes to speak to Sue. And the future Nathaniel takes college, Reed, Ben, and Doom, and goes, and they find the last Nathaniel Richards for the final showdown. Alright, Fantastic Four number 581 was a good setup to this whole thing that Hickman's trying to build up, and so far I'm liking this title a lot. Moving on, Teen Titans number 85. I cannot wait till J.T. Kroll takes over this title. Okay? Only buy this issue if you feel like playing the Beast Boy drinking game, where you take a drink each time Beast Boy mentions Raven. It's pretty much every time he opens his damn mouth. Action Comics 591. Okay, nothing special here for Luthor. He's just going through a bunch of different hallucinations, and all being controlled by Mr. Mind. And Luthor breaks free, and he learns that Mr. Mind was obviously hired by someone. And he gets ready to go on his plan to find the Black Power Rings, and he gets ready to call Deathstroke. It's kind of funny to see Lex go through the different corners of his mind. Like, when in one reality he rips his shirt open, and for example, in one reality he rips his shirt open in a Superman-like fashion, declares himself Lex Luthor, and goes off and just punches, fight Mr. Mind. Okay. Seriously, it's kind of weird when you look in his mind and stuff, but this is just pretty average. Okay, now for some good stuff. Green Lantern Corps number 50. The official return of the Cyborg Superman. Basically, what this issue, I thought the highlight of this issue was when the Cyborg Superman explained that after the Sinestro Corps War, he deactivated the Manhunters since they brought him back to life. And he's been craving death, and then he arrives to Earth to see the Black Lanterns, and no one notices him, not even Necron. And it's revealed that because he has an artificial heart and a body made out of machinery, he can't be noticed by the Black Lanterns. So he goes off and meets this strange little hooded creature that's been stealing the entities, and offers a deal in exchange for his Manhunters. He'll hear of a way to get control of the Alpha Lanterns. And the Cyborg's goal has been to kidnap Green Lanterns, turn them into Alpha Lanterns that he can control, so that eventually he can get Ganthet under his control, since Ganthet was a guardian and has all the secrets of the universe. And in the end, though, Kyle is able to save Soranik and John Stewart, and they find all the robotic citizens of Grendon, and that leads them to spark the idea of a rebellion. Green Lantern Corps number 50 was pretty solid. I liked it, and I enjoyed seeing what to give us a little feedback about what really happened with the Cyborg Superman in between the Sinestro Corps War and now, because that's probably a question that was on everyone's mind. What the hell did he do? Okay, next up, Green Lantern number 56. Our villain for this issue is Hector Hammond. The little hooded gnome thing, he frees Hector Hammond from prison, and Hal Jordan, meanwhile, goes off to see, or flees, so he can get some advice on how to contain the entities. And this issue, once again, Flees steals the show, as he says, as he's seen writing a letter to Santa Claus because he wants everything. He just wants everything, so he's just pretty much writing a 1,000-page letter to Santa Claus, which is funny. And Hal's just there to ask, how'd you get your entity inside your lantern? But Hector Hammond shows up to try to steal the entity. And in the end, though, Hector does break the lantern, and he becomes possessed by the entity of desire, which looks really, really freaky. Green Lantern was still pretty fun, just because Flees steals the show again, and it's still interesting to know, and I'm still kind of curious how they are going to capture the entities in the lanterns, so I'm sticking with this. Alright, now for The Flash, number 4. This is pretty much classic Silver Age fun, and the questions are revealed about why why the Renegades believe the Flash killed Mirror Monarch. Apparently, though, first of all, comments to Francis Manapul on the way he draws the lightning when Barry Allen runs. It's really amazing. Okay, and during the fight with the Renegades versus Captain Boomerang, the Top decides to break away from the group and break one of the rules and tell the Flash how they think he murders Mirror Monarch. It's revealed that the huge glass we saw at the end of Blackest Night Flash number 3, in case the Flash returns break glass, houses a bunch of mirror entities. And when the glass is breaking, Iris Allen is going to be possessed by one of them, and then become the new Flash Rogue Mirror Mistress. And the only way he'll be able to release Iris is if he kills the person who opened the mirror in the first place, which will be Mirror Master. So in his rage, Barry will mistake Mirror Monarch for Mirror Master and then kill him, which leads to the events right now. And of course, the Rogues show up at the end. And again, in the back, we get some Flash facts, which are always fun. Just fun. Okay. Flash number 4 is a fun read. You'll definitely enjoy it. Jeff Johns is doing a good job on this title. Alright, now for the last book of the week. Batman, The Return of Bruce Wayne. Batman's in the Old West. He's trying to get this box that has his insignia on it. And it's pretty cool to see Batman going out. And pretty much Batman ultimately goes up against the DC's famous bounty hunter character of the West, Jonah Hex. Alright, during the battle, though, it's funny to see this fight, though, because during the battle, everyone's taking out guns, but Batman's just throwing his batarangs, hitting them all in his arms. And in the end, though, Batman gets shot. Bruce Wayne, gets shot and falls in the river. So now, and Jonah Hex looks at the Batarang, thinking he'll probably see him again. And basically, Batman wakes up in the 1950s, apparently, and he gets hit by a car and falls with a bullet hole. Okay? Sorry I had to rush it, I just didn't want to make another video. But anyways, Batman Return of Bruce Wayne number 4 is a pretty interesting title. It's fun to see Bruce Wayne go back in time, especially with this one that featured Jonah Hex, which is actually better than Jonah Hex's movie. But yeah, Batman Return of Bruce Wayne number 4 is still a pretty good read. Okay, that's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later.